will come up, and it is going to definitely be on my astrology page, astrology updates by Gretchen Hidell, hopefully, I think. There we go. It says astrology updates by Gretchen Hidell's live now. I apologize. So Kristen, Sagittarius in Vermont, welcome. Hello, dear brother light. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, now people are joining. I tried already and it said it wasn't. So I apologize. Anyway, I'm going to dive right into it because I feel like I wasted some time here. And so we were talking about the new moon coming in Taurus. Okay, so now you can see me on Facebook. Yeah, all these people are joining. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So tomorrow it's going to be on May 11th, 2021. Okay, is the big new moon in Taurus. It's 21 degrees Taurus. So it depends on where Taurus is in your astrological chart in order to know, you have to know where it is going to be in your chart. So we have a bunch of people. Edith, Corbin, Jocelyn. Hello, everybody. Welcome, Wendy. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but we had a technical glitch. And tomorrow, Uranus is going to be active, and then on Wednesday, Mercury is going to be active. So apparently, I am getting activated with Uranus and Mercury ahead of time because that is just how we roll over here. So welcome everyone who is joining. So Amir, Taurus from Vermont, yay, welcome. Holly, Taurus in your 8th house, yes. Kirsten, greetings from Vermont. Capricorn, welcome. Glenn, Aquarius in Vermont. And we have a bunch of people that have been live with me, being very patient with me. So thank you, everybody. Technology sometimes is fun. Now, here's the interesting thing about this new moon. I keep saying big new moon, big new moon. Except for that's not exactly true. It's a micro new moon. It's not a super new moon. It's a micro new moon. Now, new moons do not get as much press for being a super moon or basically a micro moon. We don't talk about the new moon as much being close to the earth or far away from the earth because really, you can't see the new moon. It's dark. It's called the black moon or the dark moon. So basically, it's one of those things that we don't talk about it as much. However, it kind of does matter. I mean, when you talk about gravitational pull and astrology and all that, this particular, basically a micro new moon, this particular new moon is furthest away from the earth, okay? It's going to be way out there. So that's the only thing about the micro new moon. We're going to have a lot of energy around this particular new moon because we have Mars forming a sextile with Uranus tomorrow. And that is going to be 10:48 p.m. Eastern time. So 7:48 if you're on the West Coast, Pacific Standard Time. So basically it's one of those things that Mars is in Cancer. It's going to form a positive sextile with Uranus. But those two planets, remember, are not really super positive planets. Even though they're interacting in a positive way, I don't know, it's like a scorpion playing with a crab or something. Like, even though it's a bull and a crab playing together, I mean, they're like kind of not, really totally compatible. So these two are not, they're like two things that are playing well with each other, but they're not like nice things. So basically, Mars is the god of war. Uranus is the planet of shocks, upsets, and unexpected events. Now, I will say this, dear brother light, oh my goodness, your humor. I won't even say, I won't repeat what he said. Something about a salve for Uranus. Yeah. Basically, it's one of those things that when we talk about these two planets kind of being activated, Uranus can be, a lot of astrologers categorize Uranus as a malefic and not a beneficial planet. I don't agree because it's the planet of great insights and unexpected events. It's called the Great Awakener, but I really feel like it's the muse, it kind of like inspires us and opens our eyes to things that we had our eyes closed to. So I actually do like that. I like that aspect of Uranus. So a lot of times we get sudden inspiration, sudden unexpected, you know, kind of like like an awakening with Uranus stuff. It's the Great Awakener. It's like 3 shots of espresso, and then when you combine that with the Mars crabby active energy, you know, Mars is in Cancer right now, and Mars in Cancer is not comfortable. Okay, just gonna say that Mars in Cancer, because Mars is like Aries, you know, if you think about it's the ruler of Aries, and Aries and Cancer are square with each other. They don't get along super well unless obviously they have some water in their chart or something. But if you think about how a ram, okay, does things, right, which is ruled by Mars. A ram is like kind of bashes, right? Bashes forward and just direct as direct can be. Where the crab kind of does this. You know, it like scurries over here, scurries over there. So in other words, it's indirect action. And that doesn't quite flow in the way that Mars likes to roll. Mars likes to roll in direct fashion. In fact, it likes to just kind of hit you over the head with it. Where Mars in Cancer is a different sort of energy, and it's all about our feelings. So this particular Cancer's feelings. So this particular new moon might have that like kind of like feeling sort of thing going on along with it too, where we might be in our feelings. So Mars in Cancer is not super comfortable. It's not at its best in Cancer. In fact, it's considered to be in its worst in Cancer. So if you were born astrologically with Mars in Cancer, I'm sorry. Rita, I happen to know Mars is in Cancer, so she could never remember her charts. I always tell her. Rita's my mother. And so it's just one of those things that Mars in Cancer, you know, it's like indirect action. Bella, oh, hi, Bella, welcome. She's an Aquarius. Michelle Lee said, this is making so much sense for you right now. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of this new moon has like a weird kind of dynamic associated with it with this Mars sextile Uranus. So getting back to the new moon though, we can't forget the new moon. New moons are good moons. New moon is positive for manifesting your dreams, your hopes, your desires, all those things. The height of the new moon, the peak, the apex of the new moon is 3 p.m. tomorrow on Tuesday on May 11th. So, you know, this is the time to maximize, even though it's a micro new moon, okay, and meaning it's far away from the planet Earth. It doesn't matter because we will definitely still feel its effects. It's just going to be the furthest away from our planet. And so new moons in Taurus. So what do you want to manifest? What are your hopes and dreams? Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. Okay, so she's sensuality, where Mars is sexuality. We have both of those are active during this new moon as well, the sensual Venus and the sexual Mars. So we have those two are very activated. So when we want to manifest something, what do we want to manifest? This could be good for love, and also it could be good for money, because Taurus is the ruler of the second house in your astrological birth chart, and that is the house of your money. Okay, not someone else's money, your money. Okay, so it just depends on where Taurus is in your astrological chart as to how this will affect you on a personal level. Taurus is the builder, okay? So it's all about building, one brick at a time, one brick at a time, one brick at a time. So Taurus energy isn't super fast. If you think of the bull doesn't totally move fast, though, unless if it's charging at you, and then you better get out of the way. But you know, it's this energy that's like anything that sort of takes a long time to kind of work with. But if you want to finish something, this is your moon, because anything that's initiated during a Taurus moon has more like stick-to-itiveness, where you're gonna stick it out and you're gonna get that thing done, okay? And then we do have, just to let you know, when this month we start having eclipses, so that's going to be exciting. And then that eclipse, that full moon, super moon, lunar eclipse is going to be a big, powerful one, and that's going to be in Sagittarius. That's on the 26th of May. So when you guys are doing plans and kind of like figuring things out, that last week of May is going to be a little active, because on Wednesday we got that full moon on the 26th, and then on the 29th Mercury goes retrograde. So that the last week, okay, of the month is going to be a doozy, we'll just say. Just like last month, I kept saying all last month, last week of April is going to be a doozy. Well, now this week, last week of May is going to be a doozy. So we have this new moon, micro moon happening, and so what we want to do is we want to write out our new moon manifestation list, and you want to put all the things on the list that you would like to manifest. It can be a simple, a simple list, or it can be complex. Now, a lot of people ask me, Gretchen, how do you write your list? So I write it as a I start out as a thank you. Thank you, angels, spirit guides, guardians, ancestors, people that are on my spirit team, okay? Basically, it's one of those things that we want to be, kind of going through and thanking everybody for helping us and helping us to learn and grow and all that stuff. No, dear brother light, the full moon will be in Sagittarius on the 26th, just to let you know. The sun is in Gemini and the moon is in Sagittarius. He said the full moon is in Gemini. That is not true. The sun's in Gemini. The full moon is in Sag. Okay, so anyway, getting back to this, I write out a thank you letter. Thank you, angel spirit guides, for bringing me everything you brought me. And then when I write what the list itself is, you just want to I write it out as if it's a positive affirmation happened already. It already happened. So I will either, I've done it a couple ways. What I usually do is I write it as a thank you to my angels. So thank you for the good health, for my good health, and whatever. Thank you for the money that you're bringing. Thank you for the love, thank you for, and I write it as if it's already came. Okay. Present time, it already is coming. It's not like, thank you for helping me someday down the line, maybe sort of having it come at some point, right? Because when you phrase things, I want someday to have a good, let's say partner or something, you're phrasing that on your new moon manifestation as if it's always going to be away from you. See, and you don't want to be away from the thing. You want it to be present time, lickety split, okay, and having it come as if it's already here. A lot of people have a hard time writing in present time because it's like the brain is like, but that hasn't happened yet, and it kind of keeps making you want to write something else. But you want to leave the how off of the list as well. That's my second tip. So you want to write it in present time as if it's already come, or it's already here. And then, see, my brain just glitched out there. It's coming. No, it's here. And then the second thing you want to do is you want to leave the how it's coming off of the list. So the methodology for which it comes. So like I get people that say, well, I want to win the lottery. Well, no, you want money. You don't want to box yourself off, okay, that it only can come in this one way. That you want to be able to have have money. Now, some people are afraid to pray for money for multiple reasons. Sometimes it's like against their religion to pray for money. Other people just feel it's wrong, or they feel guilty for praying for money. I don't think any of that personally. I think that it's fine to pray for money, and that if you're a kind and generous and caring person, you'll do a lot of good with that money. So, in my mind, I don't feel like there's anything wrong. And plus, there's this giant printer that makes all the money in the world. So we'll never run out. So remember, infinite abundance. Keep tapping into infinite abundance and you shall receive. Okay, so that's what that new moon in Taurus is all about, is that infinite abundance, okay? And so you want to tap into that Taurus energy and be able to manifest whatever it is you want. Then you take the list and you fold it up, and then you put it under your pillow, and then you burn or destroy the list during the next full moon, which will be on May 26th. That's the next full moon. And it's going to be a penumbral eclipse, not a total eclipse, penumbral eclipse, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's where it's like a partial eclipse. That's the technical name for it. It will be visible though from the United States, which will be fun. Okay. And that will be coming on the 26th. It'll be at 5 degrees Sagittarius. So that will be a thing. Okay. With these, with this full moon coming, it's going to be a doozy. So then you want to just meditate on that for 2 weeks, because remember, as we go from the new moon, when the moon has no light, because the sun and the moon are really conjunct during that time. Okay, it has no light. It's the sun and the moon, it's blocking the light. Okay. Then when we get to the full moon, it's the full light, because obviously, right, it's reflecting the light of the sun. So that's basically what you want to do. In the weeks between the new moon and the full moon, the light grows and grows and grows and grows. So that means your manifestation is growing and growing and growing. That's why the Farmer's Almanac says to plant seeds. That's the number one time to plant seeds is during the new moon. So if you're an avid gardener, tomorrow get out there after work or whatever and plant those seeds. But you want to plant the proverbial spiritual seeds in your life as well. So what do you want to start during that new moon? And I want to talk about starting things right now, because it's very important that we think about things strategically. So when we think about timing, all timing is divine timing, if anybody has heard that expression. Meaning that timing is very important. I mean, think about it. If you meet somebody and the other person's, like, you're looking for love and the other person's married, let's say, that's not good timing. If you buy when the stocks are at the maximum peak that the stock market can be, that's not good timing. All the different things, right? So if you get to the grocery store right after they close, that's not good timing. So that's why timing is so, so, so important. And the one tool that us humans have actually for timing and planning timing is astrology. So a lot of people don't understand that. When I talk about, planting seeds, okay, Farmer's Almanac, they use this a secret sauce. There's a secret recipe with the Farmer's Almanac, sun, moon, and a bunch of astronomical things actually is what the timing is. And that's what predicts weather and all different things. Well, we can predict other things outside of that as well. And so when we want to talk about timing, you want to start things before two things happen. First of all, we want to start things before Mercury goes into retrograde. I just said the faux pas. I'm sorry, I apologize. Before Mercury goes retrograde. When you say in retrograde, it's like saying it goes in backwards. Because retrograde means go backwards, okay? So I apologize. I even said, but you want to do things timing wise before Mercury goes retrograde or turns retrograde. First of all, the other thing you want to do is you want to about a month from now, and I'm going to be talking about Jupiter as well, because Jupiter is going to be active this week also, is that Jupiter will be going retrograde on June 20th. Now, why is Jupiter retrograde so important? And it's always retrograde about 4 months out of the year. So June 20th to roughly October 17th is when Jupiter's retrograde, 4 months out of each and every year. Because for two reasons. Basically, it's one of those things where Mercury retrograde can cause hiccups, unexpected events, and whatever is started during Mercury retrograde often reverses. So if you start a relationship during Mercury retrograde, sometimes they break up, right? Or you start a job Mercury retrograde, well, that thing's not gonna maybe work out. Or you buy a car during Mercury retrograde, you might return it because you don't like it or it breaks down or something. So that's Mercury retrograde. But the other thing is Jupiter retrograde, and it is said in astrology, if you are starting a new business, this is just for new businesses, by the way, but if you're starting a new business, do not start a new business during Jupiter retrograde, because the Jupiter retrograde business will be more likely to be charitable than profitable. And I'm assuming if you're starting a new business, you probably want to be profitable and not charitable. So it's very important to not start a new business. Oh, and then they go, what was that date again, Gretchen? I will repeat, June 20th it starts. So a little bit over a month from now, like 5 weeks from now, that's when Jupiter goes retrograde. But starting on May 29th, that's when Mercury goes retrograde. So between May 29th and May 22nd, okay, Mercury's going to be retrograde. So really you want to start whatever you're going to start before the 29th of this month is what I'm saying. Okay, because otherwise then we get into Mercury retrograde and then we get into Jupiter retrograde. Now Jupiter retrograde, it's fine to start things during Jupiter retrograde as long as it's not a new business. That's the one thing you don't want to start during that time. So hopefully that helps you guys. The first day, oh, Wendy Martin said the first day of the farmer's market is on the 15th, so you're safe. That is absolutely correct. That is a good day to start. Farmer's Almanac. No, Farmer's Dear Brother Light on Instagram said, is it progressed astrology? Farmer's Almanac is a secret sauce that nobody knows except for the people that do the calculations. It is kept a secret. You might have heard that. I have never heard that it being progressed or not, but I will say that it's based on astronomical, and they will not say it. It's been around for over 100-something years, and they will not publish what the secret sauce is. So, because then they wouldn't be the Farmer's Almanac. Everybody would know. So that's what they do. They have a secret thing that they do. So anyway, so getting back to the astrology of this week, so when I talk about timing, I'm definitely talking about making sure that we start new things. And the best time is to start new things during the new moon. Now, the second chance new moon is what I call this is the first quarter lunar phase, and that's like the halfway point between the new moon and the full moon. That's coming next Wednesday on the 19th, May 19th. That's going to be in Leo, 29 degrees Leo. We might hear something about Donald Trump at that time because his rising sign is 29 degrees Leo. So we'll have to see if something comes out on the news about him or not. But that's like a time of reevaluation, and I call that the second chance new moon. Now, a lot of people ask me, when is the best time to write the list? I say when you remember, because most people don't remember to write the list. But if you really want to be picky, sure, doing it right around the new moon is probably the best time, which is going to be, again, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, or 12 noon if you're on the West Coast, okay? So basically, that is a really good time. Now, again, that we have the new moon, but it's also combined with Mars forming this sextile to Uranus. So something unexpected is also associated, and we might get an unexpected insight or epiphany or awakening, or just, Mars's action. So maybe we were going left and we pivot right really quickly. I mean, like there might be a changing in direction, but whatever it is, I feel like it would be good or fortuitous because there's some really good energies around the 12th and the 11th and the 12th. The only thing is sometimes with this Mars stuff, we can hear about like more shootings and just different things. And I just don't, I hate that about all this energy that we've been having with all this Mars and Pluto being active, and Uranus is like, I feel like it's just been one shocking like thing after another, and that's been very heavy, just heavy. But on a personal level, if you're just like kind of everything's good, Mars Sextile Uranus is not going to like completely ruin your world. I actually think it could be really helpful if you look at it from it's very insightful, and it can give us good new information. It could be a little shocking. We might all of a sudden like again turn and start doing something else that we totally were not planning on doing. Now the next day is another positive thing where Mercury is going to form a trine with Saturn. Okay, so Mercury is in Gemini, Saturn is in Aquarius, and that's going to be on the 12th, and that's going to be at 2:34 p.m. Eastern time in the afternoon. So Mercury is talking and Saturn is get it done. It's our work. So if you need to do something, especially if you are a social media guru or a teacher or you know, an instructor or a coach or somebody that has to speak for a living, okay, customer service rep, whatever it is that you have to do, especially if you have to give like a sales pitch or give a speech or do any kind of thing, Mercury trine Saturn is really good for that. Also very, very, very good for writing, okay? So it's just one of those things that I think it would be good for that. And that's going to be on the 12th. So Mercury now is in Gemini, and again, that's going to highlight the air signs, where this new moon is going to highlight the earth signs. So if you are a Taurus or a Capricorn or a Virgo, you will be getting the good vibes from the new moon. The new moon's going to give you a lot of good vibes. Now, if you're a water sign, secondarily, you'll get good vibes because water and earth really get along well. So if you're a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Pisces, you will definitely feel good vibes with this particular new moon equally. Again, it's better to know where Taurus is specifically in your astrological chart in order to know how it will affect you on a personal level. But, you know, even if you don't know where it is in your chart, if you get along with Tauruses, this will be a very good new moon for you. I mean, you'll be feeling the good stuff from it. I always say use this opportunity to ground yourself too, because this Taurus moon is like a lot more grounding. Caveat, usually. Uranus is not grounding. Uranus is shakeups, okay, and feeling shaky. So unfortunately, I wish we could just like move that Mars Sextile Uranus. By the way, it only happens once a year. It's usually in around May. It happened last May. It'll happen next May in 2022, but it's one time per year. We only have to do this Mars Sextile Uranus once a year, but it's the one time a year we can also have that good insight. So that will be it. So definitely when I talk about stones for Taurus, definitely this pink rose quartz is wonderful, okay, because it's romance and it's love and it's self-love. Taurus, I told you, has a really good romantic, you know, when you look at Taurus, it's a very sensual sign, not as much sexual, but sensual, though we do have Mars active as well. And that's, if you're looking for love or self-love, if you need self-love, this is your stone. I have it in the form of a bracelet that I have actually quite a few rose quartz, but I most commonly wear this bracelet. You guys have probably seen it on here before. And it is rose quartz, but it is also combined with strawberry quartz. The dark one is strawberry quartz. So this is definitely that love and that self-love vibration. I also like healer's gold. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but this has a gold sheen to it. I think it has, I can't remember what healer's gold has in it, if it's pyrite, but it makes it gold-ish, okay? Healer's gold is very, very grounding, very soothing to the body. It's very, like, if you need to kind of, if your nervous system has been a little bit shaky with all this like Mars and Uranus and all this kind of stuff energy, you might need a little healing. A little healer's gold would be good for you. Also a hot Epsom salt bath is really lovely with some lavender essential oils to like calm the nervous system and really, like I said, connecting with the earth and the planet. You know, Taurus is an earth sign. If you think of Taurus season, think about it, okay? The holidays, right, during Taurus season. The holidays are Earth Day, literally. 420, if some people celebrate that as a holiday, but that's a celebration of marijuana, which comes out of the earth. Mother's Day, okay? So we have a lot of that like nurturing and that earthy kind of thing going on during that Taurus season. So you wanna basically use this time to like play with plants, play with dirt, you know, all that kind of stuff. Corbin, who is I think you said a retired school teacher, is posting here on Facebook that it is a combination of pyrite, which is what I said, and magnetite. I'm not sure if I'm saying that. Magnetite. Found in the desert of Arizona. Yep. So Corbin is hooking us up with some geology. And if you guys are having any struggles with money, okay, you know, remember I did say Taurus is money. You know, my go-to for money is citrine, okay? So, and citrine also is one of the rare stones that does not need to be cleansed and cleared. I do cleanse and clear my citrine, I think out of habit, but you don't have to. But it's just a beautiful stone. In fact, in old times, it was called the merchant stone because it was said if a merchant put a little piece of citrine in the cash register box, that it would attract money to the cash register. So citrine is a wonderful stone if you have, you know, if you want to sort of manifest some money, you want to get yourself some citrine. So those are good stones to use during this Taurus, you know, micro new moon. Now, on Thursday is another big day this week, and I will say after that, I would say after Thursday, it kind of gets more quiet. So just to let you guys know. Now, the moon cycles, I want to talk about this week because there's always something going on with the moon. The moon is always changing, right? Every 2.5 days, 2.5 days, 2.5 days, until it goes all the way around the astrological chart or the sun. Basically, every 2.5 days, the moon changes astrological signs. So obviously it starts in Taurus this week. Then on Wednesday at 8:43 a.m. Eastern Time, it switches to Gemini. So it'll be in Gemini on Wednesday the 12th, the 13th, and then the 14th. Almost all day on the 14th, this is like good to know. You want to write it in your day planner. Stars 10 said Mercury and Venus in Taurus were conjunct on her birthday. Yes, Stars 10, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. If you are, by the way, a fixed sign, you'll also be feeling a lot of this Taurus energy too. Fixed signs are Taurus and Scorpio. So Corbin, you'll be feeling that. By the way, Scorpios, this might almost feel like a little bit of a full moon for you, just to say, because it's in your opposite sign, which is Taurus. Okay, so Scorpio and Taurus, that's a little tricky. And then Leo and Aquarius. But getting back to the moon, so all day on Friday the 14th, the moon is going to be void, of course, the entire whole day, okay, from 6:51 a.m. Eastern Time all the way until almost 9:30 p.m. that night. So what does that mean? Friday, it's almost like a time when you don't want to start really anything new on Friday. I always treat void of course moons basically kind of like Mercury retrogrades, where it's like you don't start new things, you finish old things. And that's going to just be this Friday on the 14th. It's just one day. And then at 9:30 p.m. that night, it goes into Cancer. So Friday night, and then all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then it switches on Monday. Okay, so it'll be in Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer this week. That'll be the 3 lunar signs this week. So it's good to know that so that you're planning and you'll know how you feel. I say once you start paying attention to the moon, you'll know how you feel on each moon sign, and then you can kind of predict like sort of how you'll be doing. I always tell people pay attention to that because sometimes, like I know when the moon's in Pisces is my moon. I feel extra Pisces, you know, and then when Pisces moves into Aries, same thing. My sun sign's Aries, so I feel the Aries. So it just depends on wherever your sun or your moon is. Edith said, oh, her birthday's coming up on May 25th, so you're going to be the day before that big lunar eclipse. That's going to be a big day. Okay, so let's talk about Thursday of this week, getting back to this week. Okay, so May 13th. So 2 things are going to happen kind of overnight, okay, between Wednesday and Thursday at 1:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Again, if it's on your West Coast, this will even happen the day before. The sun's going to form a sextile with Neptune. Not a huge big deal. Usually Neptune transits make us all feel a little sleepy and dreamy. So if you're looking to really get a lot of stuff done on Thursday, you might feel like sleeping in. Just know that Thursday is a good night for sleep. Okay, and it's also a good time for visitation dreams. So the sun's going to form a sextile with Neptune. So Neptune can really activate spirit. Okay, so visitations from deceased loved ones is definitely a thing that can happen during Neptunian transits. And also my intuition goes through the roof when Neptune's activated. So that is a cool sort of side effect of Neptune. But the big news that I wanted to talk about, and the other big thing that's happening other than the new moon this week, is Jupiter is going to be switching already out of Aquarius into Pisces. I know, I can't believe this. So sometimes Jupiter gets really speedy, okay? And it sped up and it went right through Aquarius. I mean, it just was in Aquarius since January, and it's already leaving Aquarius into Pisces. Wah. So between this week, the 13th, all the way until July 29th, so just for a few months, it's going to be, so what is that, June, July, two and a half, like around 2.5 months or so. It's going to be in Pisces very briefly. So what do we need to know about that? Well, we're getting a preview. This is what I call when we get a preview of the next phase. So next year, all of 2022 mostly, Jupiter will be in Pisces, except for, it'll speed up and it'll do kind of a similar thing. It'll speed up next year and go into Aries for a hot minute, doop, and then go back because it goes retrograde, okay? And it'll go back into Pisces. That's kind of what it does. So we get this, like, each year we get like a little sneak preview of the next lesson. So this is why it's so important to pay attention to these things. So whatever happens during the next, like, roughly 2 months, basically with Jupiter in a little sneak peek preview of Pisces is kind of what's going to be the sneak preview of next year. Just saying. So let's pay attention to that. Now, obviously, it depends on where Pisces is in your astrological chart and how you feel about Pisces. If Pisces gets along really well with you, that's a sign that's good. If you are a water sign, this is going to ramp you up. And I was just talking about how it ramps up our intuition. So on May 13th at 6:36 p.m. Eastern Time, Jupiter moves into Pisces, okay? So you will be feeling this. And then, like I said, it is going to start it'll start to go retrograde on June 20th. So we just have a couple months here that we're playing around with Jupiter a little bit. And Jupiter every year goes retrograde for about 4 months every year. That's the normal cycle, and it's usually around the summertime. And so this is just natural. We're going to deal with it. But first, it's going to go a sneak preview into this Pisces thing. So what do you need to know about Jupiter and Pisces? Well, Jupiter is kind of like, when we look at Saturn, all right, let me start back. The two most predictive planets in an astrological chart are Jupiter and Saturn, okay? If you look to Jupiter, you look at the hard work, all the work. What do I have to do? The steps, the goals, all the little things. Like, how do you do it? Jupiter is kind of like what do you want to be? Like, your hopes and your goals and your dreams. Not quite in the same way as Neptune is. It's a little more dreamy. It's optimistic. It's inspiring. Now, for you Sagittariuses out there, I haven't seen many Sagittariuses except for Kristen on here. But for you Sagittariuses, Jupiter is your ruling planet. Okay, so you'll always feel Jupiter stuff, just like Aries always feel Mars types of things, and Tauruses will feel Venus things. Remember, I've talked to you guys about the planets. If you guys have any questions about what is your ruling planet, you can post below. Oh, hey Molly, how you doing? KT Wombly also said Sagittarius. All you Sagittariuses are coming out of the woodwork now. That's because your ruling planet is activating this week. Now, it is also going to be moving into a mutable sign. Sagittarius is mutable, but Pisces is mutable too. Gemini is mutable, Sagittarius is mutable, Virgo is mutable, and so is Pisces. So Pisces, so if you are one of the mutables, we call y'all the manic mutables, because you know, it means that you can switch and switch and switch. Mutable signs, that's what that means. Jupiter moving into Pisces is going to activate the mutability, I guess, if that's a word, meaning that you might switch things up. You might go with the flow. You might not go with the flow. I mean, I always say to think about what a mutable sign is. It's like a palm tree in a hurricane. Like it can bend and flow. Okay, and that's the mutables are the flexible ones that help out you fixed signs. Fixed signs, I told you, are the Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo and Aquarius folks. Okay, but because they're the fixed. Fixed is just how it sounds. I always describe fixed signs like an oak tree. 100-year-old oak tree. It didn't go anywhere, not going anywhere. But if a hurricane hits an oak tree, down it goes, right? Where the mutables can bend and flow and bend and flow. Okay, so getting back to this, what does this mean when Jupiter goes into Pisces? Well, first of all, if you are a spiritual person, if you're a creative person, if you're an intuitive person, if you're a musician, artist, songwriter, I don't know, poet, this is your Jupiter cycle. This is going to be wonderful for you. Now, Jupiter is in each sign once a year, so it goes through, you know, it hasn't been in Pisces for almost 12 years now. That was the last time Jupiter was in Pisces. And so it's just the new cycle. So we're going to have a couple of months there with Jupiter and Pisces, and it'll be expansive. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system other than the sun, okay? So Jupiter and then Neptune is really big as well. And they're the two most expansive planets. And so if you think about it, the ruler of Pisces is actually Neptune. So this is about kind of getting things that are big, you know, big hopes, big goals, big dreams, big aspirations. The only thing about Pisces is that it can also sometimes lose focus. Pisces sometimes loses focus. It's ruled by Neptune, which is confusing. So it depends on where Pisces is in your chart in order to know how this will affect you on a personal level. But if anybody knows where their Pisces is or wants to ask a question about that, you can. But that's basically going to be the new thing. So I would definitely say if you're looking to increase your intuition, if you're looking to start a spiritual practice, if you're looking to travel, you know, I mean, this is definitely a good living in on near water, okay, especially if Pisces is on your fourth house of home and family, let's say, that would be good. Or even laying on the beach, taking a vacation, some kind of thing. I know a lot of us can't or haven't been able to take vacations because of the pandemic and all that. Now we're going to get a lot of confusion, even more confusion in the news, and probably even more confusion around this virus, basically, and the rules and the guidelines, because as we reopen the summer and we you know, are going to be going to beaches and things like that, we're going to be hearing a lot more about the virus. That's the only thing about Pisces, is not super strong in physical vitality. So that's the only thing that kind of worries me about this Jupiter thing. Remember, Jupiter makes everything that it touches bigger. Okay, so let's see. Wendy said Jupiter is in her 10th house of career. So Wendy, this is really good cycle for you. See, Jupiter, I told you, even intuitively, that you need to start your new business and start it pronto. Okay, Jupiter in your 10th house of career, and remember, Pisces is very creative, so that's a wonderful thing. Andrea said Neptune is on your 12th first house cusp. Yeah, so let's see. Wendy said yes. Ha ha ha. Foster the soul. I love that, Miss Jen. Pisces rising, Mars and Pisces in the first. Excited for this. Yes. So for sure. I mean, especially with getting that Jupiter out of the 12th house. You want to get Jupiter out of the 12th and into your first house. That is really what you want, because that will make you feel better. It'll make you feel alive. It'll definitely be a really good thing. So yeah, so that's going to be happening starting on the 13th, going all the way until the end of July, basically. So we'll have a little preview of what's coming in 2022 in these next couple of months. The only other sort of bigger thing that is going to actually happen before the broadcast on next Monday, I don't usually go into next Monday on the 17th, May 17th, but I will talk about it, is the sun is going to form a trine with Pluto. Remember what I always say about Pluto. So that's going to be a Monday morning at 5:49 a.m. Eastern time. So the height of it will be at like 3:49 a.m. on the West Coast. Is that right? 2:49 a.m. on the West Coast. I can't, when I'm doing these broadcasts, I'm looking at two screens and then I'm trying to do math in my head. It's like too much at one time. The sun will form a trine overnight from Sunday to Monday, in other words. So Pluto can be, so as we get closer, especially Sunday night, oh my goodness. So Sunday night is going to be, you want to stay away from the hot topics, stay away from politics and religion, okay, and all that kind of stuff on Sunday night. Now, a trine is technically a good thing, okay? The sun is a good thing, and a trine is a positive thing, and that could be very, very conducive to deep, long, soul-touching discussions and conversations, okay? That can be wonderful for that. But if you're going to be debating and challenging, it could get a little heated, all right? So we'll just stay away from those hot topics going from Sunday night into Monday morning. Monday morning at work might be one of those wish I had called out kind of mornings, if you can delay your entry into the office, that might be good. So hopefully that helps. So I want to talk about, take some questions here and answer if anybody has a question about the new moon or what this might mean for them, for you. I'm being guided to use, yes. So, Almir, when's your birthday? You said lovely, just lovely in time for your birthday. When is your birthday? Okay, no, Nidhi, okay. Noel, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Noel Sextile. I'm not sure if I'm probably not saying that right. Okay, you're having trouble with health and business. What advice would you appreciate? How's your throat? I feel like there was the throat. How's the throat? I got a little heart blip too, Nidhi, so I don't know what's going on with your heart there, but there was a little thing going on, Nidhi. So I just wanted to say that. But I'm gonna pull a card for you really quick. What does the universe need you to know? And she is on Instagram. What does the universe need her to know about? It is really two separate questions, but I'm just gonna ask a general question. What does the universe need you to know in order to navigate these two things? First of all, you have to have crystal clear intentions, and I really feel like this might be pertaining to work, but it also could be pertaining to a health question, okay? Crystal clear intentions. This card is Archangel Michael, just to let you know. Be clear upon what you desire and then focus upon it with unwavering faith. So it feels to me like you... It's interesting because I almost feel like there's like choices here in both realms. There's choices in both realms is what it feels like. Oh, it says oh no, you have thyroid cancer? I'm so sorry, honey. So is that residual? Like I'm feeling like do you have to choose between treatments? No, like do you have to choose between getting chemotherapy or radiation, or you're doing this or that? Like I feel like there's this or that. I feel like there's a lot of choices, and it almost feels like you're paralyzed a little bit. It does sound like we need to have a further, bigger session, but I'm going to ask really quick, what does the universe need you to know about your health? Because that is really more important than anything. What does the universe need you to know? Exactly, almost the same card in a different deck. If you guys can see, this is what happens. I want to really talk about this, okay? If you can see, Null, okay? See how she's like, I'm not sure what to do, because she's weighing things out. Did you see how that is? Okay. When I get something and the cards are getting something and then the other deck is getting the same thing, it's all the same thing. It all comes from spirit. So, whether it's this, have clear intentions, and this is like, she's not clear about something too, okay? Oh, your left vocal cord is paralyzed. Okay. Yeah. So I almost feel like you might have to, there might be another thing in addition you might end up having to do. But when we have to be really clear about what it is that we want, okay? Doesn't matter what deck I pull cards in, they'll all say the same thing because Spirit is saying the same thing. I just got this, Spirit got it, the deck gets it, you know? And it doesn't matter. Sometimes I'll switch back and forth between decks because I know certain decks say certain things and I kind of want to hear from one deck or the other. But it does mean you have to have really clear intentions about what it is you want to do with your health and your decisions. You have to be, and then stick with it. Once you get once you figure it out, and like you got to commit to the plan. And I feel like that is the thing. So it does feel like you need to take action. Okay, so you might have to take action, but Mars also just saying can be surgery. So I feel like there's going to be even more choices coming up. So I would commit to some sort of a plan, honey, and sort of, start to do that. I hope that helps. I mean, it's a live broadcast and there's only so much I can say, but I feel like as if we could do a full session. I'm just saying. But I hope that helps. I'm going to ask one more question, because this is a very serious question about having thyroid cancer. If you're just joining live, that's what this person is asking about. Okay, so what's the universe want her to do? What does really the universe want her to do? What's the best thing to do? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Universe wants you to take your power back. Okay, take your power back. So for those of you who have ever been through a medical thing, the doctors will say, do this or this, and this and this, and this and this, and you see one doctor and they say, do this thing, and you see another. Well, it starts to become almost like someone else is in charge. And the universe is saying, with the other card that I pulled, have crystal clear intentions. This is saying you get to decide what happens with your body. They are the people that are helping you and guiding you, and that's wonderful, but you get the final say. Okay, so take your power back as Archangel Raziel. All right, use your God-given power and intention to manifest the blessings that you desire. So if a doctor or a nurse or somebody advises you to do something and it doesn't feel right, get a second opinion. Okay, get a second opinion or listen to your internal guidance system, because your internal guidance system usually will tell you, and I always tell my clients this, and I'll tell you guys this too. Intuition, when it's a yes, it feels like a ping, ping. That's a yes. Clunk, that's a no. And you can feel it in your body. It's like boo, like it kind of drops it. When I feel a no, when the client asks me a question, I feel a no. It just clunks. It goes way down. Like, okay, my energy just like, ugh. It feels like a rock fell on the floor. That's how it feels. But when you feel a ping, ping, that's a yes. And it just like, it feels like that, like a bell or something. It feels like, and it's like, it has a higher vibration to it. The yes is like, oh yeah. There's no, energy. There's none of this like chatter, the mind chatter. And it's always instant. It's always instant. The feelings that we get are always instant. It's not like you have to like think about it more and you have to do it. No, usually when I have to think about something more, it usually is not the answer because then I'm using my mind. Okay, but when you're using your body to tell you ping or clunk, okay, you can that's the difference between it, the intuitive feeling, and it comes fast. The thought, when we overthink things, that is like happens down the line, and you get in your head and blah blah blah. No, you want to go with the very first thing. I always tell people I have to go with my first hit or whatever my first intuition was when I answer a question, because that's always the thing that was right. If I start to overthink it, then usually it gets messed up. Okay, so I hope that helps you guys. Yeah. Oh, you have to go for speech therapy. Yeah, I mean, you have a lot going on there. So I hope that answers some of your question there. Okay, happy birthday, Amir. Yes. All right. Oh, Sunday's your birthday, Courtney. I'm going to pull a card. I'll pull a card for you. Sunday is your birthday. Courtney's a Taurus. So you got a new moon in Taurus coming. Thank you for the hearts. By the way, remember to like and share. That really helps this. People need to hear this message, and it helps the broadcast to get better algorithms. So if you like it, okay, give them a thumbs up and the share. That helps it. So I hope that helps. So yeah, so Courtney, if you're still on, oh yes, she said thank you. Okay, great. Courtney, what does Courtney need to know for her birthday? Okay, we're going to pull up a card. What is the most important thing that Courtney needs to know for her birthday? Oh, I'm going to actually pull two cards for you here. Courtney has a little bag of money next to her. So Courtney, when I see a little bag of money next to somebody, that means there is a little bit of money, okay, coming to you. Not like millions of dollars, but there is a little sack of money sitting around you. So I just wanted to let you know that. Whatever your recent troubles are, Courtney's got good news. Whatever her recent troubles are, okay, overcoming difficulty, okay, so Courtney's flying above it, okay, like a big, looks like an owl or an eagle or something. Archangel Gabriel, the worst is now behind you, Courtney, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. For your birthday, I have the feeling you're nurturing yourself in some way. Maybe you're buying yourself a massage or something. The angels are totally supporting that decision. You're a Taurus, so you're probably getting something really yummy to eat and getting a nice massage or doing something nice for yourself. That's what the angels are saying, to nurture yourself. And victory, it means that whatever this previous challenge was, you overcame it and now you're victorious. Yay! Look at those feathers in there too. That's pretty awesome, Courtney. So I hope that helps. Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered. Okay, continue to have faith. That's the message on the card. So, well, Courtney, you got some good cards there. I hope that helps. We still need to work on the love life, is what it feels like. I'll leave it to Gretchen to be the Debbie Downer. I'm sorry. Okay, still feels like we need to do some work around the love stuff, but you got money, honey, and that's a really wonderful thing. Okay, so yeah, you're good. You got some good stuff, and the angels are saying, go ahead and treat yourself. By the way, a lot of times we think about sacrifice, you know, like somehow if we starve ourselves and we live, you know, way below our means and like some kind of thing, right? Like that like it's almost like I'm kind of not getting the word, but it's almost like heavenly or something if we do that. But actually it's the opposite. That's kind of like the old way of thinking, okay? Like being able to be positive and to give yourself some kind of special treatment and that you nurture and that you deserve. Gosh, all you mothers out there, it was Mother's Day yesterday. You know, I mean, mothers are sacrificing constantly, but it's you know, sacrificing. I'm going to read you the Archangel Gabriel, and this was Courtney's card, but it was really for everybody, right? Like as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child, and both activities are important right now, okay? And like, look, they're nurturing this little baby, like, you know, you don't have to always sacrifice. That's not actually what the angels want us to do. The angels want us to be happy, to be comfortable, okay? It is not, we don't have to sacrifice all that. I feel like a lot of us do that, and we don't have to. It's okay sometimes to treat yourself. It's okay, like as a mom, you know, we just had our Mother's Day celebration. I'm a fur mama. It's how I categorize myself. But, you know, I feel like we can treat ourselves sometimes, and we can nurture ourselves, and it's okay. You know, self-care is not optional. It's mandatory. You know, self-care is something that we all have to do. You know, Nitty, okay, with your thyroid and your thyroid cancer, and Courtney, her new moon in Taurus, you know, we don't want to have systems breaking down before we nurture ourselves. You know, we want to be able to go ahead and be kind and nice to ourselves. And it shows the universe that you want more of that. Like whatever there's this saying, Tony Robbins, the famous motivational speaker plus more guru guy, Tony Robbins says this, but I think it's really, really important. We continue to receive what we continue to tolerate. If we always are saying no to things and whatever, we have to just be open and welcome things into our lives, because what we continue to say yes to, the universe says, oh, they want more of that. So if we say like no to like time off, or no, don't buy me that lunch, or no, don't put yourself out for me, or no, don't give me that, you know, I don't need to have a massage, you go get a massage. Like, then we're saying no to the universe, okay? And then the universe is going, oh, she doesn't want that, or he doesn't want that. And then in the future, you won't get those offers. We do, you know, a lot of times we do those things subconsciously. It's almost like, oh, don't do that. So I hope that helps, Courtney. Teresa, oh, Sunday on May 16th is your birthday. Yay! We got 2 May 16th birthdays here. Wow. Okay, so that day, and by the way, nurturing yourself that day is going to be wonderful, because the moon's in Cancer, and that's all about home and family and cooking and getting hugs and being wrapped in a nice blankie. Okay, that's all that nice nurturing energy. I'm going to pull a card really quick for Teresa. What does she need to know for her birthday? And then I have to wrap it up, because we've been at it for a while now. Okay, so Teresa, what do you need to know for your birthday? I'm going to pull a card really quick for you. Teresa Fletcher. Okay, what does Teresa need to know? Okay, for her birthday coming up on May 16th, what's the most important thing? What does she need to know? Oh, you got money around you, literally. Okay, Teresa, you got some money stuff here. Your material needs are being provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. It's very interesting, Teresa, because I feel, I don't know if you're thinking of buying a second house, or if you're renting a house for like a vacation. There's some kind of this secondary house, and I can't tell if you're renting it or buying it, but it's almost like if you take a vacation on a lake, you know, like, and you rent a house. That's kind of what this feeling is, but I almost feel like maybe it's your dream one day to buy a vacation home down the line, because I'm almost feeling like this vacation home has something to do with water, like either on the beach or on the ocean or on a lake or some kind of a thing. But there's some sort of a thing with like a house and a real estate feeling. So just to let you know, Teresa, you need to, that's really what you want, if you want to have a second residence or a vacation home or an investment property or some kind of thing, you need to work on manifesting that and, you know, making your goals. But I think that's going to be a good thing for you and your family. I see it almost like a place that you can go, but maybe it's a place you go and you rent out. I don't know, but there's some kind of a secondary kind of thing going on here. So you have to let me know what that might be. Okay, so I hope that helps everybody. Now I'm going to pull one card, as you know I do, a collective card. What does everybody need to know for this new moon, for manifesting? Please, this is the time to manifest things, everybody. So if you want to manifest, now is the time. Okay, now is the time to manifest. Okay, so new moon, Taurus, double Taurus. Okay, Taurus sun 21 degrees, Taurus moon 21 degrees, so 21 degrees. Okay, you said, wow, yes, thank you, you're welcome, Teresa. Like, I almost even feel like if you go on a vacation and you're not ready to buy yet, it's almost like when you go on vacation, you like start talking and daydreaming with your partner or something, like, we should do this, you know, we should buy something and do that. And I feel like that's like little seeds, little baby seeds. Okay. All right, what do you all need to know for this coming, okay, full moon, or new moon, sorry. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time, we have this new moon, but it's going to continue, okay, for the next 2 weeks, okay, the power of the new moon. So what do we all need to know in order to manifest our dreams? What do we need to know to be able to navigate this week, okay? What's the most important thing the angels, spirit guides, and guardians want us to all know, okay? What do we need to know? Oh boy, I told you, we got a little Uranus thing going on here. Stand your ground, okay? This is a fairy deck, stand your ground. So it means that with a Taurus is the bull, okay? We need to stand our ground. Now, Mars is going to be activated. I did say that. Someone might try to push boundaries. Someone might try to, you know, say, oh, work more hours or do this for me and do that for me and whatever. We got to say no sometimes. We do have to say no. It's hard to say no. It really is hard to say no. It's like the hardest word to say, and it's only 2 letters. N-O. No. So we have to have good boundaries. When this card comes out, we have to have good boundaries. And a lot of people I've noticed, like, just even in sessions lately, like, just a lot of people are very kind of in their own space and in their own head. It's still the pandemic is going on and still COVID, and we're not really out and functioning like we used to. And people are really like kind of in their own head and in their own world. And they're not sometimes being as mindful of others. And I think that that's kind of where this is coming from. It's not like I'm saying everybody's selfish right now, but there's a little like sort of, I don't know what's happening. Like maybe people are too much in their own world or their own bubble, and their empathicness is a little, seems a little lower lately. So you want to be empathic. Doesn't just mean you're sensitive. It means you're being sensitive to someone else as well. So you want to stand your ground. If someone starts to walk over a boundary or push and push and push, it's okay to say no. You can say it gently. Doesn't have to be slam the door in someone's face, but you do have to say no. And, oh, you know, that's not going to work. You know, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to explain. You just say, oh, that's not right for me, or that's not going to work for me. You know, and standing your ground is really good and really important. Wendy said, yes, we might be losing out on social skills. You know, I wrote about that in my post today. You know, on my astrology updates page and also on my Instagram, how, you know, the north node of the moon right now is very active in Gemini, and Gemini is all about talking and communicating and remembering our social skills, needing to remember our social skills. So, you know, I think we have to stand our ground and just say no sometimes, and say this is not going to work, where we're on different pages. You know, a lot of, I do dating and relationship coaching, and a lot of times people, especially seems women, but men too, for sure, come to me and they ask me how to break up with somebody, you know, because they don't want to say no, or I don't want to break his heart, or I don't want to break her heart, okay? And you just say, oh, you know, we're on different pages. We're just on different pages. It's not like you're a bad person or there was any one thing. It just, we're on different pages. And that's, you know, a good way to just say, no, you know, no, that's not going to work for me. And remember, if it's a clunk, a ping or a clunk, right? If it clunks, okay, and the intuition goes like just bottoms out. That's how literally it feels. It literally feels like someone dropped a rock on the floor. Then that's a no. I know that sounds real simple. We often like to pretzel ourselves, especially if we are pathological people pleasers. It's hard to say no, but that is the message of this new moon. So maybe the new moon, okay, in the fixed sign of Taurus is, yes, take care of yourself, stay grounded, but also keep your boundaries, okay? Because the work of the Brené Brown is she found the most boundaried people are often the most healthy people. So you definitely want to stand your ground. So I hope that helps. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to have a personalized astrological session, please send me a text message or a DM. I do respond to text messages more quickly. And I apologize, I still don't have an online scheduler. I need one. I know I need one. So thank you for bearing with me. And if your message, if I didn't reply right away, please just send me another message because it puts it back at the top and I can see it. So thank you everybody for joining me live. And if you guys have not subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that because I am going to start posting exclusive content that's only going to be available on YouTube. So I was thinking about actually posting a little tutorial about the void moon, which we're going to have a void moon all day on Friday. So what do you guys think of that? Or if you have any suggestions of what you want to hear on my YouTube, please let me know. All right, everybody. Love you all. Happy new moon. Happy manifesting, everybody. Take care.